Good afternoon, friends and family. The professor here. We're going to break down week 6 in the NFL. I do have a lot going. Really strong one that I love. And another game I could lock. I'm debating, and then a couple other plays. Be careful with injuries here. Like you're not sure. I go on covers.com and I look at a team and there's 25 guys on questionable, or 5 or 6 are out. Very few probables. So I don't know how to take that. I assume they're all playing if they're questionable. There's ribs, there's ankles, there's shoulder, but it's football. So at the end of the day, they take their needle on Sunday morning and they're all ready to go, and you see them all out there. Unless they're out. If they're out, like the running back on the Bears is out, so he's not playing. You have like Gronk's out tonight, so be careful on that. Please ask me any questions. I'm going to go look at the numbers. So let's do the numbers first. Okay. So looking at the teams, because really that's what you're trying to identify, is what teams to play and everything. So I think I mentioned this in another video, but for the people who didn't see it, and they're long videos, because I'm interacting with friends and family now, I want to make sure to take their questions. So that's why these videos are a little longer, but I try to get to the point early on and questions and answers after. So if we look at the best team, well, let's look at the top 10 offenses. Buffalo and Dallas score 34 a game, Tampa 33, Arizona and KC 31, Cleveland, San Diego, the Rams, Tennessee, Baltimore, New Orleans 25. Well, why do we look at that? Well, what if we want to bet a game over or under? I sure don't want to bet the Jets, who scored 13 a game, over, but I certainly want to bet Buffalo or Dallas or Tampa, who puts up over 30 a game, and I got an over-under in the 40s. I got one team getting there. The 10 worst offenses are Indy and the Giants at 21, Denver, Detroit at 20, New England, Pitt, Jacksonville at 19, Houston at 18, Chicago 17, Miami 16, and the Jets 13. So conveniently, the better teams score, and the terrible teams can't score. Is basically the only real good team who doesn't score is maybe Pittsburgh, if you want to call them a real good team. New England, if you want to call them a real good team. Denver. These are teams that they have good defenses, so they aren't scoring a lot. But I think the coach is playing, let's run the ball and rest the defense and shorten the game. They're playing like Army football, right? We're going to run short passes. We're not going to score a lot, but we're going to eat the clock, and our defenses are good, so we're not going to throw interceptions and hurt the defense. So I think that could be part of the strategy. I'm sure on the Bears and Pittsburgh and New England, that's the strategy in Denver. So if you notice, some of these teams, they don't give up very many points. The top defenses in the league, here we go. Buffalo, 13, Denver, 15, Carolina, 17, New Orleans, New England, 18, Arizona, 19, and Cincinnati and Chicago, 20. So conveniently, the better teams also don't give up a lot of points. You got New England and Carolina in there who have good defenses, but they don't really have good offenses. I'm glad to see Cincinnati in there, as they have with Joe Burrow, and they're getting better. So you can see that. The worst defenses, and this is what we love, we don't want to bet on these teams very often unless they're playing each other. So here's the worst defenses. Philadelphia, Seattle at 25, Tennessee at 26, Detroit and the Giants 28, and Houston, Atlanta, Jacksonville 30, Miami, Washington 31, and Kansas City 33. So this week, for example, why do I look? KC plays Washington this week. Well, look, KC gives up 33, Washington gives up 31, meaning there's no defense played. So KC is going to have a field day. they're not playing a tough defensive team. And even against those, they do fairly well. But here they got nothing on defense. And here's KC scores 31. Washington with Heineke scores 25. That makes this game a really good over because you got two weak defenses. So if Kansas City was playing, well, we saw them against Buffalo. They still scored a lot. But let's say they were playing Denver. When KC plays Denver, it's going to be harder on KC because Denver only gives up 15. Denver doesn't score a lot, and KC does. So it's going to be harder for KC to win that game. Let's look what San Diego's doing. They're 28-23, so they got a pretty good defense and a pretty good offense. So they're like getting better offensively and defensively. Baltimore is the same, 26-23. You'd think Baltimore's defense is better. You thought Miami's defense and Washington's defense would be better, but they're not. Now we'll look at the third part of the diagram, which is the variance, the net. And so, for example, Buffalo scores 34, gives up 13. They're a positive 22. They're the best. Miami scores 16 and gives up 31, is a minus 15. So that shows you Miami played Buffalo. What happened? Buffalo wins 45-0. When you look at the numbers, you're going, yeah, that kind of makes sense. That Miami's not going to stop them and Miami's not going to score and 45-0. So it doesn't work all the time. It's, again, another method. You're putting a lot of methods together to try to pick the game. Do I go the team? Do I go over under? This league's so bad right now. And especially, I mean, here's my point about preseason. Right? They don't play a starter in the preseason. No team. Maybe Tom Brady played a little. Maybe New England played a little. So you're afraid to get guys hurt, and you don't play them in the preseason the first 3 weeks. You just have that practice. Then there's the week off before, which is ridiculous. So now you have 4 weeks of really the players aren't playing. Even if you did play in week 3, you're not playing in week 4. You're not in football shape. You could run 100 miles a day. You're not in football shape. Football is intense, passionate. You're running for 10 seconds and then you're stopping. And then you're running full tilt for, look at the receivers. They're running long patterns. The secondary, not only do they got to run with the receivers, they got to go make tackles. Well, you start and stop. It's not just running, a marathon. And when you look at all the injuries, so wait, they're saving the guys so they don't get injured in the preseason. So everybody and their mother is injured now. So you've got to read the injury. So I just read the injury. So let's look at Tampa Bay, Philly tonight. Tampa, Brady's got a hurt thumb, but he's probable, so he'll be there. Gronk's out. Godwin's questionable. John Pierre-Paul, again. So most of these guys are playing. The only one I know is out is Gronk. Brady with the hurt thumb, I'm sure it won't bother. He'll play. Philly, on the other hand, has no real major injuries. When I see a guy I don't know who's injured, it doesn't matter. If I've never heard of the name, I don't care if he doesn't play or not. Philly doesn't, the only guy in Philly that I would worry about is the quarterback, Devontae Smith, and the kid from Memphis, who's a real good running back. Those are the really three that I'm worried about if they're playing or not. Any other? It looks like Tate Tagliabue will play. He's probable this week, so I don't know if that means he's starting or not. Brissett's obviously much better. If Tagliabue starts, then it's a real under game because all he does is throw 5-yard passes. Jacksonville, but again, neither team really has a defense, and they're both weak offensively. So it would be more of an under than any other play you could make here. I don't know how you could bet Jacksonville. You can't bet Miami with Tagliabue, so it's a real struggle. Green Bay, Chicago, I didn't see nothing major. Montgomery, the running back from the Bears, but we know he's out. I guess Fields has a hurt knee. Dalton's ready to go, so I don't know, but they're forcing him to play Fields, who really stinks. KC, Chocolate clears out, and Tyreek Hill is questionable with an abdomen, but today's Thursday, so give him a few more days to rest. He'll shoot up. I'm sure he'll play. Washington, you got Henneke. I didn't see any major. Gibson's questionable, but again, it doesn't. They don't have any talent on their team anyway. Mini Carolina, McCaffrey's moved up to questionable with the hamstring, so possibly could play. I mean, before he was like out or returning in 3 weeks. Now he's questionable with the hamstring, but we'll see. Minnesota, Thielen and Jefferson and Cook and Matheson are all questionable, so they're all dinged up, but probably will play. San Diego, Baltimore, nothing too drastic for either team. I mean, Baltimore's already got 100 guys on the list. San Diego, they look really sharp, and none of their key players are I see as injured. Cincinnati, Detroit, again, nothing key. Burrow's fine, and Chase is fine, and that's all I care about. Detroit, they don't have any players to get injured. Golf, I guess, he's fine. LA and the Giants. Now, this is a tricky one. LA, nobody significant. The Giants, Barkley's probably out. Okay, Jones is questionable. The receivers, Shepard's playing. The other two are questionable. This is a game, if you need to bet it, you bet it. Sunday morning, if they say Jones is playing, the other guy's playing, this guy, they're all playing, maybe you take the Giants in 15. I'm not saying that. I hope they're playing, and I hope the line goes down to 7, and I can take the Rams -1. Maybe it's an over game if they all play. The Giants have seemed to be scoring a lot and they got a weak defense. My buddy asked about a survivor pool. Who do I take, LA or Pittsburgh? And Pittsburgh's Smith-Schuster's out too for Pittsburgh. San Diego's missing Russell Wilson. The question is how good is that backup quarterback on Seattle, who Geno Smith, who's never been good anyway. I'm shocked he's the backup. And then you got Pitt losing Schuster, but they're playing better. Of this, I don't know when your survivor pool is there, but at this point, I would say I'd say the Rams, provided that the players don't play. They all play. I mean, the Rams are in on the East Coast, but they should still win. They need the game because they lost to Arizona. So I'd say if you had to pick it, the Rams, if you can't play Indy over Houston, that would probably be it. So Indy, if you can play them, if you can't, then I would say the Rams, even if they play, they're going to be injured, the Giant guys. Pittsburgh without Schuster, Pittsburgh's probably a good one. But with Schuster out, we'll have to see. But, Pitt's defense probably gets it done. So they're both probably good plays due to all these injuries. Arizona, Cleveland, the Arizona receiver, the good one, is questionable or doubtful. What's his name? Hold on. As I jump to my injuries. Arizona's injuries. So that would be Hopkins. So Hopkins is right now, he's questionable. Doubtful with an illness. So what does that mean? It's not COVID. It would say COVID. Was he got a flu? Like, why is he doubtful on Thursday? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what he's got that would be just an illness that he'd be out on. But that'll hurt Arizona a little. The over-under is 49.5. My first blush was this is an over. Arizona scores, Cleveland scores, except for when they play Minnesota. I don't know what Minnesota's doing, but anyway, so if he's out, it's a do you like Arizona at 9 without him? Although they got all these other receivers and they seem to be scoring, or do you take the over? I mean, that's we'll have to think about that. Oakland and Denver. Denver's receivers are out. Judy and Hamler are both out. You saw it's hurting them because they don't have receivers. So Bridgewater is playing. Oakland, they don't, they're lost anyway. I would say maybe under on this because Denver, great defense and no receivers. Melvin Gordon's also questionable. So they got a lot of offense out for Denver. Dallas, New England. Dallas is healthy. Elliott's questionable. He's got a small injury. I'm sure he'll play New England. None of I don't know who their key players are anymore. They have no wide receivers. White's already out, and that leads them to the quarterback, who's okay, but so nothing significant. Seattle, we just touched on. Russell Wilson's out. Pitt, Schuster's out. Buffalo, it's amazing. All these teams have 20, 30 guys on their injury list. Most of them are questionable. Buffalo's got 3 guys and nobody important. Tennessee, now let's see. It's Monday Night Football. Guess who's playing for Tennessee? Yes, Julio Jones, who misses every game for 5 years at Atlanta and here, except for the big ones, is going to play. Now he's probable with his hamstring because it's Monday night. It's just amazing, that guy. What a horse's butt that guy is. So we got no injuries on Buffalo, a little on Tennessee. Let's go through my last little thing as we're deriving our picks. So when we go through my charts, so the best team to take, Tampa Bay's now 20-5 with Brady. This is all 20 and all 21. Brady's 20-5 against the number. 8-2 is a road favorite. You got him as a road favorite tonight. Cleveland 78%. Buffalo 21-3. There you go. When you need a game, tease Buffalo. San Diego also 18-3. Buffalo's 21-3 at 88%. San Diego's 18-3, 86%. So those are your 2 teams there. Buffalo, San Diego. San Diego 7-0 as a road dog, 3-0 as a road favorite. They're 10-0 on the road last year and this year. Again, they won at Kansas City, so they're very live this week. The go against teams. Now here's a couple of surprises. Kansas City 20-4 against. Again, I'm calling it playing in 2 Super Bowls and now you're flat. San Diego 17-4 means they play a lot of close games. The Jets in Houston 18-3 against. So Houston's got Indy. The Jets have got who are the Jets? The Jets. They must be playing college this week. They're not. They're on their bye. I think they got Oklahoma. The Jets, another loss. So 18-3. Jacksonville bet against 18-3. Jacksonville's got Miami. Miami's not too bad. So Jacksonville again. So the bet against teams: Jacksonville, Houston, the Jets, and Kansas City. We'll keep with San Diego on the plus side. We'll say bet on them. They're 18-3. So what's wrong with Kansas City? Their defense, and they got to figure out how to handle a 2 deep zone. The Jets just have no talent. When I look at their injuries, the only thing I know is Zach Wilson, the quarterback. This guy's injured. Who is he? I don't know. This is the problem. They have no talent. So they continue to draft no talent, and they wonder why they continue to lose and why we keep betting against them. It's beautiful. Houston, again, they have no although New England made Mills look like a superstar, so normally they have no talent. And Jacksonville has, Lawrence. They got no talent. And the Lions are the Lions. They've never had. The only time they've had talent was with Barry Sanders and Kelvin Johnson, and then they only get one guy, and then anybody else who's good, like Chris Spielman, they don't pay him and they move on to another team. So it's about a inept operation as you could ever find in any sport is the Detroit Lions. So let's look for placeholders. I want to go back to 19, and I want to do this. Personality profile that I do. So what do we got this week? We got Minnesota as a road favorite. They're actually 6-1 as a road favorite, so they're a pretty good road favorite. The Bears are a home dog. 6-2 is a home dog both ways. The Lions is a home dog. 14-1 against as a home dog. 32-5 since 19. If you bet against them, 86%. And when you wonder why I locked Baltimore against them, and then I had Minnesota against them last week. So you wonder why. Here they got Cincinnati, who's an average team. It's a tough Cincinnati road favorite. They're not a real strong team, but yet Detroit's 14-1 as a bet against home dog. Unbelievable. Tampa Bay 10-2 is a road favorite. 31-10 overall. One pre-Brady year and then the Brady years. Do we got Frisco this week? Or they're also playing a college game. The Rams. The Rams are a road favorite at the Giants. They're 9-3 as a road favorite. Decent. They're not, not as, for all the talent they have, they really are wasting it. Sean McVay, you think he's a good coach, but not really. And I want to make one comment on the Rams. How many Super Bowls did Dan Fouts win? 0. How many Super Bowls did Dan Marino win? 0. Why? They throw too much. The offense isn't on the field enough. They can't run the ball. And what happens is the defense doesn't get their naps. They don't get their rest times. When they get inside the 15-yard line and they need to run the ball, they can't because all they do is throw it. You'll see them throw fades and these corner routes in the end zone because they can't run the ball. This is why they don't win. And this is what Stafford's doing to the Rams. If you notice, the Rams defense is way up this year. And I'm trying to figure out, they still got Aaron Donald. They still got that cornerback who I can never remember. They got Little. They got all these linebackers. They got a good defense. I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's Stafford. He wants to throw the ball too much. So they're throwing the ball and becoming a passing offense. And what it does is the defense doesn't rest enough. It's hard for them to score touchdowns in the red zone, and it's hard to get ball control. See, Dallas is beautiful because they run Elliott enough, and they're balanced, and then they throw to CeeDee Lamb and Cooper, and Prescott can run if he needs to. But they can run Ezekiel Elliott at the 5-yard line for a touchdown. That's what you need. That's why Tennessee with Henry, he makes up for Tannehill being terrible. He can run the ball. He can roll 50 yards for touchdowns. That's why you always got to watch out for Tennessee. But what does the Rams got? They got rid of whatever the guy's name was. I can't remember. Todd Gurley. So they get rid of him. They don't replace him. Now they got Henderson, who's okay, but he's not Gurley. And so LA doesn't really have the running game that they need to complement the red zone and complement the defense. Thus, the Rams score more but give up more. So they're playing more over. And that's why Arizona lit them up. Stafford threw a couple interceptions. He's not on the field long enough to rest the defense. And a team like Arizona eventually wears them out. The Giants, if they had all their starters, I would worry about that too. So if Jones plays, he's starting to run around. Their offense is looking a little bit better. So this is what you watch. This is the derivative from looking at the stats. So when I give you the stats in the beginning and I say, well, they only scored 20 a game, but you got to watch, well, what are they doing the last 3 games? Wait a minute. They put up 29 on Washington. They scored a lot here and there. And so even though the number's low, you really know the number's getting higher. So you make a mental note or a little asterisk next to them going, well, yeah, but the last 3, they got 25 a game. I do that in college. When a team beats a Division II team like 69-0, it screws their stats up, right? You're looking at total points. You got to take 69 off and then divide by, instead of 5, 4. And then you get down to where they score 15 a game. Maryland's famous for that, where they light it up against these weak teams. They play the tough teams. They don't do anything, but you see the number. Oh, they scored 30 a game. No, that 70 they put up, you need to take out because it was Division II. You don't need to do that much in the pros because they're pros. You don't have that. You're not playing like a college team. You're not playing Oklahoma with their weak defense in the pros, right? You're always playing pro teams, so there's a little less of that. But there are mini streaks that happen, like the Giants are getting better offensively. They seem to be. So you keep an eye on that. So where was I? The Rams. New Orleans, where are they? They are they are off this week. I thought they were playing. Not New Orleans is off. Okay, they got a rivalry game with LSU, I think. Atlanta is not playing. They played in London. So the teams that play in London don't play the next week. So the Atlanta and the Jets are off. Carolina, they're playing. They're home dog to Mini. They're 6-3 as a home dog. There's nothing special there. So there's no big trend. The Giants are a lousy home dog. They're 4-9 as a home dog. And this goes back 19, 20, and 21, 11-2 against. So sometimes when you go back 3 years and you see this kind of trend, you go, okay, what it means is when they're at home and they're dogs, when they're playing a better team, the better team beats them. And 11-2, but they're only 4-9, so they're getting beat pretty bad at home as the dog, not like San Diego where everything's really close wherever they play. Philly, we got Philly tonight. Now they are an interesting home dog. They're 8-0 as a home dog, 6-2 against, which means they will cover. So Tampa's laying 7. So Philly in 13 is a good bet because they're 8-0. And so they're playing better teams and losing, but they're staying close. 6-2 against means they're like, what that means is Tampa will win the game 27-24. So Tampa wins, gets the W and a teaser. Philly keeps it close. They go from 8-0 to 9-0, but Philly at 6-2 against means they lose the game. So that would be my guess is Tampa wins. Hopefully it's a little easier than the New England win, but they would win probably by, with under 10 points. Washington has got home dog to Kansas City. They're 8-4 as a home dog, 10-2 against. So they're not a good home dog to bet on. They're a good home dog to bet against. It's amazing. The Lions 14-1, the Giants 11-2, Washington 10-1. Here's a surprise one that's a bad home dog is Arizona is 16-2 against at home. It's amazing. But we got Arizona this week at Cleveland. So as a road dog, now here's where the stats blow your mind. Arizona as a home dog, you bet against 8-1. Arizona as a road dog, you take. They're 12-1 as a road dog. Unbelievable. So as a dog, they're 18-4, but specifically on the road, for some reason, they're a great road dog. I don't know if it's no pressure. We're supposed to lose with the dog and they play loose or what, but they're terrible as a home favorite. I mean, they're 5-4. Last week, they barely covered, I think, as a home favorite. So if Arizona's at home, you bet against them. If they're a road dog, you take them. But this is what the stats show you. Instead of looking, I'm so tired of people going, well, that spread looks funny. Why is Michigan 3.5 over Nebraska? And you'll hear the announcers on the radio, well, something's wrong with that line. No, the line was exactly where it should have been. Nebraska's a really good team, and they won by 3. So that was a fluke. The line actually hit the 3, but the spread itself being 3 was dead on. It was definitely a tease Nebraska plus the 9 type of bet. Cincinnati, we talked about, they're a road favorite. They haven't been a road favorite in 3 years. They just got Burrow, and only because they're playing the Lions. So you don't know what to do with that. They're only 3-1 as a home favorite. So they're a dog most of the time. They know how to handle being a favorite. So I can't take Cincinnati here, even though the Lions are 14-1 against. This is a unique situation where it's kind of a bad team being the road favorite. Baltimore is a home favorite. Okay, Baltimore's another. They're only 9-6 as a home favorite. They're 14-2 as a road favorite, and they're 10-5 against. So again, Baltimore is not anything special as a home favorite. Tennessee is they're a home dog to Buffalo. They're just 3-2 as a home dog, nothing special. Pitt is a home favorite, 12-3 against as a home favorite. So they're not good, but without Russell Wilson, we have to see how good Geno Smith is. I don't think he'll be terrible. he won't be like Tagliabue or Fields or these guys, but I think he'll be a little bit better. Maybe like a Tyrod Taylor. He's in that same kind of. They run a little bit, but they have a decent arm. I never liked Geno Smith in college. I think he played at West Virginia. I was shocked he got drafted in the pros. Cleveland is a home favorite. They're very good. 12-3 is a home favorite. So Cleveland plays well at home. And they're playing Arizona, who plays well as a road dog. So that tells me this game will be 30-27. Cleveland wins it. Jacksonville is a road dog to so keep in mind this game's in London. So Miami's a road favorite and Jacksonville is a road dog. Jacksonville is not a home dog. Jacksonville is a road dog is 12-4 if you bet them or bet against them. Miami as a road favorite is 2-2, 3-1 against. They're not a road favorite much. So this is another, maybe bet it under. I don't know. You can't trust either team. You're looking for trust. Can I benefit from, I don't know. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to bet. Brady. Who are you going to bet on in this game? Lawrence or Tagliabue? I mean, good luck on that. You can flip a coin and you get a better result. Buffalo. They're the gods, 35-6 overall. 8-1 is a road favorite in Tennessee. Look for Buffalo to keep going. New England is a home dog. Yeah, they're a home dog to Dallas. They're 3-1 as a home dog. Again, they just aren't a home dog often. This is 1 year of Brady and then last year without him. So they're mostly a home favorite. They were a home dog to Tampa in the covered. And Jones, the quarterback's getting a little more comfortable, but after what happened last week against Houston, I'm liking Dallas in this game a whole lot. Indy is a home favorite to Houston. Indy's 11-4 both ways, nothing spectacular. Houston being the road dog is 12-3 as a road dog if you take them or go against them. So they play close games. I don't know what happened last week against New England, and now they're at Indy in a division game. So I haven't had a chance to check the game in this, like the Houston Indy in the division games. I will check that later. I apologize for that. I've been super busy the last couple of weeks. The Jets are off. Oakland's at Denver as a road dog. Oakland's 8-5, 7-6 against. Nothing. You can't take Oakland like you can take Seattle or San Diego or Kansas City as road dogs. You can't. Buffalo 10-1 is a road dog. They came through against KC. See, it's a whole lot easier to make the bet when you see Buffalo at the time was 9-1 as a road dog. They're a road dog to KC. KC's playing all right. You take Buffalo. Now now they're 10-1 because they're very comfortable as a road dog. This is what I mean by personality and psychology of the team. Buffalo goes on the road. They're very comfortable as a road dog. Oakland is not. Oakland's 8-5. The Jets, they're 14-3 against. Houston, 12-3. Indy, 10-2. So these teams, when they go on the road and they're dogs, they fall apart. But the teams that don't, Buffalo, San Diego, Kansas City, Seattle, those are teams that go on the road. Arizona now, and they expect to win. So Buffalo beating KC will have great confidence for them. San Diego going to Kansas City and beating them will have great confidence there. So San Diego is at Baltimore as a road dog, 12-0 as a road favorite, 7-0, 19-0 on the road, 29-8 overall since 2019. What else can you say? KC is a road favorite, 16-2 is a road favorite. They're at Washington, who is a bad home dog. Washington's 10-2 against. KC 16-2. Yes, Chocolatey clears out, but that's about it. Tyreek Hill, it's a questionable abdomen injury. I'm sure he'll at least go out and run, even as a decoy. And then the last is Seattle, a road dog. 8-1 is a road dog. I love Seattle on a road dog. Russell Wilson has to get hurt. This would have been such a lock if Russell Wilson plays. Seattle wins, covers very easily. Without him, now you've got to sit and watch a few games with Geno Smith, and then hope he doesn't get injured. So I can't run to Pittsburgh with Schuster out. Russell Wilson's obviously the more valuable piece. It's like chess. Russell Wilson's the king, and Schuster is like a rook or a bishop or something. So that's how the trends are. Let me see. Any questions? Shady Who? I got KC at -1 with San Diego 9. Love the bet. That's all you need to do. I don't know what else you can do with that one. I love that teaser also. I do have a lot. I have 2 college locks and a pro lock. I love my college locks so much. The pro locks, I've got one. I'm debating about the second one. I'm not sure. There's a couple and a couple over-unders that I really like. So I can go through a few key pro games, but please ask me questions. If you have any questions, who do I like? Let me know. I don't know if I should cover every game or just specific ones, but let's go with tonight. Tampa 7 over Philly. Gronk is out. Philly, all I know is Hurts is playing and Devontae Smith is playing, and I don't know 5 other guys on the team because they're such lousy, they're so watered down, these teams now. As I said, Tampa, a strong road favorite. The trend's definitely Tampa -1, Brady to win. He doesn't need Gronk to win. They got plenty of receivers. You got Brady. The question is handling Hurts on all his scrambling crap. I watched what Carolina did to him. They blitzed him, and he was like a deer in the headlights last week. The linebacker blitzed from the outside at least 3 times. He just nailed him. So Hurts, he's going to start thinking twice before just scrambling because he thinks it's Oklahoma and he's playing Texas Tech. So he's going to realize this is pro. Tampa, John Pierre-Paul is questionable, but he's going to play. That David is questionable. He's going to play. So most of the key Tampa are questionable. They've got the loss. Who'd they lose to? I don't know. They lost a few weeks, or they lost to the Rams. So they're pretty much coasting right now. I hate the Thursday night. I mean, they've had a couple of days. A lot of their guys are injured. Now they got to travel to Philadelphia on a Thursday game. I just hate it. If it's a Sunday, I'm all over Tampa on a Thursday. The injuries really haven't had a chance to heal, and the Tampa injuries are a lot more valuable than the Phillies. So if I'm playing the game, I'm taking Tampa -1, very, very light, very, very small. But I don't love this Thursday night crap. Green Bay, Chicago, Green Bay laying the 5. You got to go with Aaron Rodgers over Fields. He's played him enough. He knows how to beat him. He's very hot right now. That's what I'm saying. Look at the last few weeks. The Bears are strictly an under team, and Khalil Mack was really intense against Oakland last week, as you would have thought. They're not going to get away with beating with defending Aaron Rodgers like they did the Raiders. What's his name? Carr. They're not. Aaron Rodgers and Carr are, a king versus a pawn. There's no way that they're gonna hold Rodgers down, and they can blitz him. Rodgers can move. They can run. The running back, I think his name's Smith, or the guy from Wyoming. He's again questionable, but he played last week, so I think all the questionable crap is bullshit. But again, you see so many players on it; it's amazing. But I gotta believe that Green Bay wins the game. Laying 5, you get 1. Don't love it, but they play in Chicago every year. They understand the defense, so Rodgers is looking sharp. Adams is playing. Smith's playing. So I think Green Bay is rolling. KC, Washington. This is a double play here. KC -0.5 is Shady Who Yeah, I'm all with you there. I love it. I have no reason to take Washington. Henneke. The only reason you could take Washington is because KC's defense is terrible. KC back against the wall again after a loss. Will play a very inspired game against a defense that can't stop a good college team. Washington gives up the 32, 33 points a game. The difference is they don't score that, where KC does score 31, gives up 31. So what you have there is KC, Washington's going to move on KC. KC's not going to have any problems moving on Washington. This should be like the Philadelphia game where KC won 42-20 or something like that. Also, the over-under of only 54, you go over 48. Again, I don't clear that Chocolatey clears out. Excuse me. I don't care that he clears out because they have other runners, and that's not their key. The key is the receivers. Now, with Hill questionable, do you think he's going to play? So maybe you wait a day or two on the over, but definitely this should be at least a 60-point game, I think, and you tease it down to 48. So either way, if Hill plays, and he should, you can go either way on it. But I think both are very strong. You can go over with it. You can go KC minus a half. I think you're gold. Mini 1.5 over Carolina. Now you got to wait and see if McCaffrey plays. If he plays, Chuba Hubbard's okay. He's not McCaffrey. McCaffrey plays, then you almost like Carolina. 3 receivers on Minnesota are all questionable. Jefferson, Thielen, Cook, and Matheson are all questionable. I like this game under. It's 46, under 42. If McCaffrey plays, then maybe you take Carolina on 7.5. Minnesota, I don't know what their deal is. What they did against the Lions is unbelievable. But the fact they're only 16-6 and they missed a 49-yard field goal, go up 19-6, is really wrap that game up. I can't trust Minnesota, but their defense looks good. They held Seattle. They held Cleveland. They held Detroit, except for the last 2 minutes. So I think this is clearly an under game. Carolina, good defense. Minnesota, not much of an, they'll blitz Cousins. He'll be happy feet. He'll be real in big trouble. But you got 46. You go under 52. That's a mile for this game. So I think the best way is an under. San Diego, Baltimore. San Diego, the best road dog in the league. Baltimore has been having trouble. They got all lucky against, I think it was Tennessee last week. Did they play Tennessee? What was that, Baltimore? No, it's Baltimore, Indy. I mean, the Indy gave them all they wanted. I'm sure San Diego went to KC and won, and the only loss was Dallas, which they got 2 touchdowns called back for phony holding penalties, or they would have easily won that game. But San Diego will not get blown out. They're a very strong road dog, as we said. Baltimore is all Lamar Jackson, so many injuries. They got to have at least 40 guys on injured or questionable on that injured list. So San Diego, no spread. They probably win 27-24. I can see San Diego winning the game. You're getting 9 points. So let's fill in the spread. So I look at that. Again, the Rams-Giants, you got to wait for the Giants injury report before you can really make a play on it. If they all play, then I think 9's too much. I think it's 9 because of all these guys out. If Jones plays and the receivers play, then you almost got to take the Giants in 15. Or you go over. If they all play, maybe you play it over because, as I said, Stafford's turning the Rams into an over team, and the defense isn't as sharp. So they'll get their points, but Stafford, he always has to make it close with his interceptions. Arizona, Cleveland. Cleveland laying 3. Again, that receiver for Arizona is doubtful with some virus or I don't know what he's got. He doesn't have COVID, some illness. So he's probably not playing. He's their best receiver. Okay, I'll give you the name. Hold on. Hopkins, DeAndre Hopkins. Sorry about that. So if he's out, they still got 3-4 really good receivers. AJ Green, the new kid in the draft. I think it's Rondell Moore from, he might be on Carolina. It's the other Purdue receiver who's really good. So they got plenty of firepower. Cleveland is strong. I mean, they got a really good offense. So do you take Arizona at 9? Cleveland, or do you take 49.5 and go over 43.5? And I think that's probably the best play in an Arizona game is the over. Anything that low. Cleveland scores. They're going to run Chubb, but they score. Mayfield had the hurt shoulder, but he played fine. So, this is definitely an over game. Dallas, New England. Dallas laying 3.5. They seem pretty healthy. I don't know. I don't see why Dallas shouldn't be able to win this game. Again, New England gave Houston a gift last week, and I think Dallas, they're strong. You're getting 2.5. So even if they lose, they're not going to lose by 10 to New England. I mean, New England doesn't have it. Dallas is playing very good ball. I have Dallas as an A team, so I got to take the A team laying. I get 2.5 on the road. Over under a 50. Well, New England's an under team, right? They don't score a lot. You don't score a lot. Game will be in the 20s. Dallas probably get 28-10 or something like that. Dallas with their defense. So, 50, you can probably go under 56. I don't see where New England's going to help them. And if Dallas really scores a lot, then you got Dallas to play. Seattle Pitt, again, you got to watch. Geno Smith. Right now, superficially, it looks like Pitt, but they got Schuster out. I do like Najee Harris, the running back. He thinks he's still at Alabama. Roethlisberger's playing a little bit better. They finally got a win last week. So I don't know. Seattle, the best road dog in the world, but without Russell Wilson, I am not touching it. So this is a game to watch. Maybe you play Pitt. Maybe you go under with Schuster out. But Geno Smith could throw for 3 touchdowns and screw up your under. So I think you got to watch Geno Smith right now. I don't think you can just assume he's going to be Mills on Houston. Buffalo 5.5 on Tennessee. We know how strong Buffalo is. 87% in the teaser for 3 years. It's hard to not bet on Buffalo even to win a game. The question is going to be Derrick Henry. Are they going to be able to stop him? I don't know how good Buffalo's defense is, but they sure look good against Kansas City's offense. And if you're relying on Tannehill to beat Buffalo, forget about it. That is not going to happen. So, they went to Kansas City as a road dog and won. So we'll see what they do here. But I don't know how you don't bet Buffalo here. At 5.5, you get a half a point. That's a very generous spread. I had Buffalo -7. They come at 5.5. It seems a little bit low just because the way Tennessee played the Jets will always haunt me. And the last game is Indy 10 over Houston. Well, actually, it's not the last. The Buffalo, Tennessee's the Monday night. Indy's an under team, but they're starting to look good with Wentz. I'll give him He's not very good, but he's getting better. I think Frank Wright is going to the plays that Wentz likes and uses. Houston, again, you got Mills. I don't know how you lay 4 in the NFL with even against Mills. He lit it up against New England. I don't know. I don't understand that. So Indy 10 over Houston, down to 4. Indy's not that powerhouse. If this is Green Bay, if this is Kansas City, I can lay the 4, but I can't lay the 4 with Carson Wentz. Over under 42, I would say is an under because I think Indy will just have the defense to blow down. To stop Mills from doing a lot, and then Indy just doesn't score a lot. So maybe you get a 28-10 game here. You go under 48, but I don't know. I mean, I don't love Wentz, and Mills is terrible college quarterback. So that's about it. I have, like I said, 2 college locks. I have 1 pro lock. I might have a second pro lock. Again, I'm waiting to see injuries on a few games. So Today, if you must play, if you're one of these, I like to play is Thursday nights. I would say play Tom Brady -1. Play it small. I don't know if I'm playing it. I might just play it small, but Jalen Hurts bothers me because he runs, and how do you defend him? But I think the more you see the Jalen Hurtses and the Kyler Murrays, and now you got Fields, and Lawrence wants to run, and Jones wants to run, and Jackson runs, and who else from Mayfield? He's not much of a runner. New England, Seattle, Buffalo. Josh Allen runs a little bit. So the more you're seeing Wentz runs, well, the problem is the defenses are going to understand how to defend that, right? So once it's a Kyler Murray, it's a Jalen Hurts, it's Lamar Jackson, it's the same playbook. How do you defend one? Well, you're bringing fast linebackers, or you play 3 defensive linemen, and you add a safety for speed, and then you either spy them or you just attack them, like Carolina did to Hurts last week. They just blitzed the linebacker. He's in the pocket, and they crushed him 3 or 4 times. So that's the best way to stop a running quarterback, is to simply get him early. Earl Campbell does. Joe Green hit him in the backfield. He got 20 yards in the playoff game. That's how you stop speed. That's how you stop running. If you hit Jackson in the backfield, he's not going to gain yards. Speed's their ally, but if you got speed on you got guys that run 4.4s in the secondary, bring them up, let them tackle them, let them get in the way. Don't defend. Anytime you see rush 3, defend 8 against a Jalen Hurts or against Lamar, you got to be out of your mind. You are in big trouble doing that. I mean, you got to attack them. Trevor Lawrence, all these rookie Fields, you put a 6-man blitz in, they won't know how to read it. Make sure a couple are safeties or fast linebacker, Khalil Mack, and that's it. I mean, they don't have a prayer. So, but where you got Khalil Mack and that speed against Aaron Rodgers, it doesn't work because they get rid of the ball so quickly, the speed doesn't affect it. And that's why these guys that want to run, they go back and then they're holding the ball 4 or 5 seconds, and then they go, oh, I'm going to run. And that's the problem, right? Brady and Rodgers get rid of the ball in 2 seconds. There it is. There's the blitz, and I throw it right over it, and I gain 40 yards on your blitz, where these guys can't do it. And that's really why I don't like them, because you can't run. You can't outrun when the other team's got fast linebackers and fast safeties and these other guys. So that's where I stand. If there's any questions or comments, please feel free. So I think I hit pretty much every game. So again, watch your trends. Again, the best team is Buffalo, 87%. San Diego is really strong. KC, strong road favorite. Minnesota, you probably want to go under. The trend is on Detroit, Cincy, because Detroit's a lousy home dog, not because Cincy's a good road favorite. So you got to be careful with that. I don't know if you got to play that game. I don't know. Detroit screws you every time, no matter how you play them. The Ram Giants, watch for the injuries. Arizona, Cleveland, probably a very good over bet. Minnesota, probably go under because you can't figure them out. Dallas and Buffalo, and you watch the Seattle Pitt game to see how good Geno Smith is. I don't think it'll be he came in last week, and I think he threw a touchdown. So I don't think there's going to be a huge. It wouldn't surprise me if Seattle won the game with Geno Smith, but he hasn't played in a while. He's not all that good, but with Coach Pete there, he'll make it easy, and they got great receivers. So he's not like putting in a Mills or a Fields or one of these guys that can't quarterback. Anyway, so that's it. Any other questions, comments? Again, how to bet the teasers. Just the locks, you put in 2 teasers, the ones you love, you put in 2 teasers, and you bet more on the ones you have more confidence in, because you're more than likely, you're not going to go 100%. You're probably going to go, like I go about 75%. I go I do two team choosers, I'll go 3-1 on my picks. So knowing that, I can't bet all the same. So I bet stronger plays more than the weaker plays. The strong teams that I love, I'll put in teasers. Then I only have to win. Then there's only 3 teams, not 4. So if I pick the other 2 winners, then I go 2-0. Maybe play a 3 or 4 game. If you buy my locks, you play 3 locks together in a 3-teamer, and then you're not laying 120 or 130. You're actually getting 110 or whatever you're getting. So keep that in mind. But that's how you bet teasers. You stagger it, you build your bankroll, and off you go. So I don't see any questions. Anybody? All right. My question people aren't here. So I guess that's about it. I'll come on Saturday morning just to go over any college line movements or injuries or any questions and I'll do it Sunday. Last Sunday was a nightmare. I apologize. I just got caught up in a family issue, so I hope that that shouldn't happen too often. Anyway, have a great day. Good luck. I will talk to you soon. Again, go to www.teaserking.com. You can email me with questions or comments. I would definitely buy the locks this week. I got 3 very strong locks, 3 teams in locks going very strong. So anyway, have a great weekend. Take care. Professor signing off.